What's up YouTube? This is Eric Kelly, aka the Tech Gentleman. Today we're going to be taking a look at the OnePlus 6. I've had it for about a week and I want to give you guys my first impressions, just let you know what life with the OnePlus 6 has been like. So we're going to get right into it. First thing that I have to say about the OnePlus 6, the motto, the speed you need. Is it real or is it fake? Guys, this is definitely not hype. I've even taken it a step further. I've gone into developer options and I've cut all the transitions and all of the animations in half. It's ridiculous. All right, it's freaking ridiculous. So right now I'm hiding behind the camera because I don't want it to go into the lock screen just yet. What I'm gonna do is I got double tap to wake on, obviously, and I'm just gonna peek from behind the camera right quick. You can see how fast the face unlock works. It is legit. I mean, you literally have to hide from it. If you're anywhere near the front of the phone, it's going to go ahead and hit you with that unlock action. Something that you like, especially if you don't spend a lot of time on your lock screen, that is definitely legit. So I'm going with the OnePlus launcher still. I've kind of jazzed it up a little bit. I've got the Google widget up top here combined with the OnePlus launcher. And as you can see, I've put a icon pack on here as well. So we'll go ahead and show you guys that first. So on the OnePlus default launcher, you got several different options. You can enable a couple of different gestures with swipe down for the quick settings. The double tap to lock, I've got that enabled as well. Also, you can turn on and turn off the shelf that you use to swipe to the left and get like a Google Now kind of feel. But right now, I've got a couple of different icon packs installed. Right now, I'm going with the Tigad or the Tajad or whatever you want to call it. I think they look pretty dope, and also they have pretty much icons for just about every application I have installed. So if I swipe up, I've got several applications installed and they have an icon for just about all of them, even a couple of more kind of obscure applications, or I guess obscure in my mind, but they all are pretty popular. Even got like Coinbase and some other icons for apps that aren't as widely used. But obviously, as you can see, I don't have any nav buttons at the bottom down here. I've got the swipe gestures, which tend to work pretty good. I like them because I get to use the full screen. So this phone has the same size screen as the Note 8, 6.3 inches basically, but it's in a little bit smaller footprint, but it just feels like so much screen in your hand. And I've had a lot of good success with using the gestures. So obviously there's you've got the swipe up and hold to go to your multitasking. If you want to go home, you can just swipe up the middle. So if I go into an app, I can swipe on the right side or swipe on the left side based on which hand I'm holding it in to go back. And I never accidentally end up triggering any of these actions. So even when I'm typing, if I go into the keyboard and I type, or if I'm using gestures, it never accidentally triggers until I want it to, until I'm ready for it. So swipe up from the middle, it's pretty quick. And it took a little second for me to realize, but if you want to go into multi-screen, you just press and hold an app and you drag it up to the top and it'll pop you into multi-window. So you don't have the press and hold button like you normally would on a phone with buttons, but you still have access to that option. So getting out of multi-screen right quick, go back to the home. I've been overall impressed with this device. Like I said, the speed is ridiculous, especially coming from Samsung devices. They're pretty quick, especially the S9 Plus, but this guy's just a powerhouse. I mean, it is just cooking the entire time. As fast as you can do whatever you want to do, it's doing it with no lag. I have no complaints at all about the speed. It is definitely legit. Some of the other kind of things that, being somebody who never had a OnePlus device, I want to comment on, these accessories are top notch. The fit and finish on these are as good as Samsung, as good as Apple. It is definitely a good look as far as the accessories go. And they're also pretty affordable. Like this case right here it looks just like a regular, kind of a TPU case, but it's actually not. It feels different. It doesn't feel cheap, but also on the inside, it's got the little Alcantara lining on the inside to protect the back of your beautiful OnePlus 6. Nice touch. And also it's not flimsy. It actually has like a little, cardboard or lining on the inside of it. So it holds its shape. And it just feels high quality, man. Other things The camera on the OnePlus 6, coming from the S9 Plus, I have been impressed. I'll say that, especially for the price difference. The biggest thing that I've noticed is the portrait mode. It just works better, right? So they're using I guess they're using the second sensor for depth sensing, but they're not using it to actually take the pictures like on the Samsung. So if you look at the portrait or the regular picture at the distance, and then I go to the portrait, it doesn't crop in super hard. So you're not forced to stand way back like you are. So if I'm pretty close to something, I can still get that portrait effect. And also, I like that you can adjust the exposure, even though you're doing a portrait mode, which is something else that you couldn't do, as far as I knew, on the Samsungs, which is what I was coming from. So I'm liking that. And then just the picture quality afterwards is very nice. You know, I've posted pictures on my Instagram account, and people are constantly, asking, what is that? Those pictures look great. There's just nothing weak about this phone. As far as it being the absolute best, if it's not the best, it's close enough. Like I said, the build quality is top notch, fit and finish is top notch. Speed is the fastest phone you can buy right now. I would argue that. I would argue, or I would bet anybody money. This is the fastest phone you can get. The cameras are great. The battery life has been great. I've been easily getting 5.5 hours, and that's with using it heavy on Project Fi, which it's mostly compatible with, but not 100% compatible. You don't get as good a reception, and it basically just sticks on T-Mobile the whole time. But after a week, I'm impressed. Especially coming from the S9 Plus, the selfie camera is better. Also, like I said, the portrait mode on it is better because you don't have the cropping in. The battery life is better. It's faster. Got more RAM, more storage. This is the 128 gig variant. So, and it's not any kind of micro SD card shenanigans where you got to move stuff around as far as picking apps and where they're installed and stuff like that. So I've got this, loaded up pretty much how I wanted. I got a couple of games on here. I'm using 18 gigs. And I'm able to do that because initially out the box, it's only using about 2 gigs for the OS, which is unheard of. If you got a Samsung, you're using 7-8 gigs just for the OS. Then you got bloated apps installed on there as well. This is pretty much naked. Every app on here, for the most part, is one that I use. They're not, duplicating a lot of apps. They're just using stock Google apps for the most part. I have complaints. And I commend OnePlus. This is my first time having a OnePlus device. I am impressed. Very impressed. As of right now, it's definitely worth the money. My wife will soon be hopping off of her S8 Plus onto, hopefully, if I can get one, the little pearlescent white. I forget the official name for it, but the white OnePlus 6 with the gold trim. It's going to be lovely. Definitely have a video coming with that. But as of right now, man, this is a winner. It's my main device alongside my Note 8. I have to use the S Pen. Like I use it in my daily life. I got on the Tab S3 as well. So I'm living that pen life. I'm dedicated to it. But as far as the phone that I'm trying to pick up all the time, it's definitely the OnePlus 6. It's just it just gets out the way and gets you into whatever you're doing fast, with no hiccups, with not a lot of jank. And it does it while looking pretty. Does right now, weekend, it's a definite go. But until next time, guys, if you got any questions, hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, and Google+. Also, leave some comments in the description below. I'll get back to you. Hit that like, subscribe button. Till next time, guys. Peace.